Hey there. Ever been curious about Python? You know, that programming language you hear about all the time? Well, you're in the right place. In just the next few minutes, we're going to pull back the curtain and demystify the basics. Ready? Let's jump right in.
So, first things first, why should you even care about Python? Let's kick things off with a big question. What's the engine running behind the scenes of all those apps and websites you use every single day?
Okay, think about this for a second. You've got these massive platforms, right? YouTube, Instagram, and of course, Netflix. What on earth could they all possibly have in common? It's probably not what you think. The answer? Well, it's not just those three. You can add Spotify, Google, and a whole bunch of others to that list. The one common thread tying all these tech giants together is Python. Yep, it's the silent workhorse that powers so much of your digital life.
So how did one programming language become so dominant? What's the secret sauce? It actually all boils down to a really clear and simple philosophy.
This right here was the whole idea when Python was created way back in 1991. The goal was to make code that humans could actually read, not just something a computer could understand. It was designed to be clean, clear, and super efficient from day one.
So what does that actually mean for you? Well, it means Python's syntax, its grammar, is super simple, which is perfect for beginners. It works on pretty much any computer out there, whether it's Windows, a Mac, or Linux. It also has this massive collection of pre-built tools called libraries for doing really complex stuff like data science or AI. And maybe the best part? It's totally free for anyone to use.
All right, enough talk. That's the why, so let's get our hands dirty with the how. We're going to look at some actual Python code, and I promise you, it's not nearly as scary as it sounds. Let's write your very first line.
And there it is, this one little line. This is the traditional first step for pretty much anyone learning to code. It's a simple command that does exactly what it looks like it does. It tells the computer to display "Hello, world" on the screen. It's a rite of passage, and in Python, it's just this simple.
Let's break this down real quick. Print is what we call a function. It's a command that Python already knows how to do. The text inside the quotation marks, that's called a string. And that little hashtag symbol, that starts a comment. Python completely ignores anything after it, which is super useful for leaving notes for yourself or other programmers.
Awesome! We can make the computer talk. But for a program to do anything really useful, it needs to be able to remember things. So let's see how we can store information in our code.
We store information in something called a variable. Honestly, the best way to picture a variable is to think of it like a labeled box. You give the box a name, and then you can pop some data inside it to use later. Simple as that. Now, there are just a few little rules for naming these boxes. A name can have letters, numbers, and underscores, but it can't start with a number. You also can't use certain special reserved words or symbols like a hyphen. Pretty straightforward, right?
Okay, so we can store our data in these labeled boxes. The next logical step is to actually do stuff with that data. It's time to put our code to work.
We make things happen using what are called operators. You can think of operators as the action words of your code. They're the special symbols that perform all the operations, from doing basic math to making logical decisions.
Here's a quick look at the main types. You've got your arithmetic operators for all your math needs. Then there are comparison operators, which let you check if things are equal or if one thing is bigger than another. And finally, you have logical operators like and or for combining different conditions. These are the basic building blocks that let your code actually think.
So when you bring it all together, that simple readable style, the variables for storing info, and the operators for taking action, you start to realize that Python isn't just a programming language. It's a powerful tool for building anything you can imagine. And that really just leaves one last question. What will you build?